Right, we've got some stunning views up here, right over in that distance there. I think that's Portsmouth. Yeah, amazing views across Sussex and Hampshire. Obviously it's north. Looks like we've got some storms blowing in, so I might need to get my skates on. Another perspective of the Devil's Jumps from up here. But we are going to be heading off in this direction. Just as we exit here, we've got a couple of posts on the ground. Let me know what these used to be. Comment down below. Right, on the south side of this hill, we've got the other side of the enclosure still left. A couple of old trees hanging on in, but not like some of the other hill forts we visited. Extremely farmed, these. Yeah, you can just kind of make out. This almost looks like a barrow of some description, doesn't it? But yeah, I think it's just the outside of the hill fort. When we look back that way, we see the centre camp. Yeah. Don't see any tumuli. I believe there are some tumuli up here, and I was hoping to see them, but they've probably all been farmed away. I think the only reason the Devil's Jumps over there survived is because they were in that woods, Phyllis Woods, so they were hidden away from the farmers for a long time, and it wasn't until those trees were cut down and they were revealed that people knew that they were there. Another perspective from the outside. A little bit more formidable coming from this side. Like I said, eroded, farmed. Just a fraction of what it used to be. So we've made it across the field over to the woods. I was expecting to see a bit more woodland flowers at this time of year, but maybe a little bit too early. So probably going to have to get our skates on because the sun's getting low in the sky. Amazing property over here. This is probably, when I was at the Devil's Humps, I was looking out over here when I was saying there was an amazing house located on the other side of the valley. That's just the stables, by the looks of things. Wow. Main house is over here. Yeah, as I was saying, amazing house, and look at the garden here, and almost like, looks like a burial mound there, doesn't it? Very small one, but yeah. Estate fencing as well, so comment down below if you know the name of this this property, but I would imagine the views looking southbound quite spectacular. We've got some old yews up here, and this ground is all puckered up even though it's been manicured by the new owner of this land. I would imagine this is this could almost be the site of another hill fort, because again it would be a great location for something prehistoric, again on the ridge line looking south. But yeah, very manicured today. The yews that we're seeing here and over here are normally a sign that the property or the ground has been like this for some time. There's the main entrance. So after filming, I came home and researched this property. I now know it as Telegraph House. Before Telegraph House, there was a semaphore station, which is a way of the Navy communicating with the ports, London to Portsmouth, and the semaphore stations were located on the hilltops. There was a cottage with the semaphore station, and a famous author, Bertrand Russell, found this cottage, found this area fascinating, very isolated. There's no properties for miles around, and you've got this amazing view from the ridgeline. And he now built what is now known as Telegraph House there. Very advanced for its time. It had cavity walls or hollow walls. It had double glazing, which we take for granted these days, and steam powered central heating. The tower was the finest part of Telegraph House, being the study for Bertrand Russell, and he had a telescope mounted in there so he could enjoy the 360-degree views that Telegraph House boasts. He also invited his famous friends down, and H.G. Wells of Time Machine fame stayed at Telegraph House as well. Bertrand Russell fell on hard times in the mid-20th century and had to sell Telegraph House. It then became Beacon Hill School for a number of years with some other properties in the surrounding area. It then changed hands to private residence, as we can see it today. I'll put a link down below to the website that I gathered this information from if you want to know more about Telegraph House. Not sure whether the camera is going to pick it up, but quite a spectacular display of these beech trees lining this road. Both sides obviously deliberately planted, and form a little tree tunnel. Quite spectacular. So I was speculating that this may be an ancient structure, but if we have a look here, flat, and then on this side here we've got almost like a embankment there, and not on this side. And obviously these trees have been planted on purpose to line this roadway, and then we've got some more embankments over there. So I don't know whether this is a much older site that's been adopted. Kind of looks like it. I mean, these beech trees will be hundreds of years old. So off of the estate now, back onto the peasant's pathway. Right, so we've come to the end of the pathway, and it is this way back to the car through what looks like a hazelwood, and very sticky ground. I would imagine, I think we have got our first sprinkling of bluebells there. I would imagine this will be absolutely lit. Give it another couple of weeks, but yeah, just got the first examples breaking through here and there. Some more old pathways there through the woods as well. Absolutely fascinating. So we've dropped down into this little valley here, just skirting along the edge. And when I went to the Devil's Humps, you sort of walk over that direction along a ridge line, and ironically I was looking over this little valley when I did my walk to the Devil's Jumps first time. And this looks like an old pathway, doesn't it? Look, we've got a sunken pathway here. These are used for ferrying animals across the downs. By sinking them in, obviously you can herd them through. Doesn't Does look very old, doesn't it, as we come through this section. So I've just come through this gate and I've said it all the way down as I've come along down this way. But yeah, look, we've got this old ancient terracing here. So I was right, you know, it is probably a much older usage of this land. Obviously down, when we get down into these bits here, you can see heavily farmed. Yeah, heavily farmed. Beautiful combes we've got here, just sweeping through, and yeah, heading in this direction. Right, so getting back to the farm now. Can't remember the name of the farm as I'm walking, but I'll put the name of the farm down on the screen if you're interested. Looks very traditional, made of flint and brick. Looks like it's been converted though from a farm to a house, because the barns that we can see there have got windows in them. So probably not a farm at all, to be honest. Probably just a very posh house. Oh yeah, look at this farmhouse. How amazing is that? And if I just stop for a moment, that is how quiet it is here. Just birdsong and some sad YouTuber gibbering on about the countryside. Right, so we are back at the Wild Garlic Grove, and going to finish the video up here. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I think it's about an 8-kilometre walk. Obviously lots of ups and downs, so you're going to have to be a confident hiker if you're going to do this. I've thoroughly enjoyed my walk. This little grove is my absolute highlight though, coming through here, and the assault on the senses of smell is spectacular. So yeah, if you've enjoyed this short video, if you could like and subscribe, will help me to share my content across the YouTube platform. Thanks for watching.